Hey guys, MacGuffin here, and today we've got a bit of a treat. We're going to be seeing a TBD on Cloud Kingdom between the red Terran, KawaiiRice, although I can't quite read Chinese, and this mystery blue Terran, who KawaiiRice is saying is Flash. Now, why is this special? Well, if you don't know, Flash is one of the biggest names in the Brood War. There's, of course, most people have heard of Boxer, who did transition into StarCraft 2, but then there's also Jaedong, Bisu, and Flash is probably the most well-known, or maybe not the well-known, definitely the best Brood War player out there. He's got a ridiculous win rate, like I think it's up about 75%, which is actually unheard of. He's just a monster in StarCraft Brood War. Of course, now a lot of the Brood War pros are going to come over to StarCraft 2, so everyone's expecting to sort of mix up the scene a bit. It's really going to be an exciting time for these players. And KawaiiRice has been playing StarCraft 2 for a very long time, and as far as I know, Flash has only been playing for a few months. He's already up to such a really high level of play, which is really impressive. So it should be interesting to see if he can actually beat someone who's been playing for a very long time. Now, Flash had some standard builds back in the day. He'd either go for a sort of a rush sort of build, or his 14cc, which is his most common build. So I have to wait and see what he goes for, the economic build or the command center build. But he'd usually go the command center build on maps where it was the spawn wasn't guaranteed, and of course on Cloud Kingdom the spawns are guaranteed, so he might go for a more aggressive play, but he hasn't got his barracks to get down, and KawaiiRice does. Flash is saved up to about 300 minerals, so it does look like to be doing a classic 14cc, and that's a really early CC. Usually you'll see it a bit later in StarCraft 2, but he's just what he's used to. He's done thousands of Brood War games, so it's kind of hard to get out of his habit. But is he going to be able to hold the early aggression? He has got a scout into the base, and he has noticed that the barracks is now up, and we also have a gas from KawaiiRice, so it looks like he's probably going to put a tech lab on that barracks. So he's sending his initial scouter back, and we do have a tech lab coming up, so yep, either be a Marauder or a Reaper, perhaps an early stim. More likely some aggressive build, because he'll notice that he'll have an expansion and a late barracks. This barracks is only about 25% complete, and his one has almost finished his tech lab. So we'll have to wait to see what KawaiiRice goes for, and it is a Reaper. And that's going to be really dangerous for Flash. Of course, Reaper's a very mobile unit, a very different unit. It's sort of similar to the Vulture, a sort of very quick harassment unit, but it can go up these cliffs, and that may get Flash off guard. I mean, he obviously knows what all the units do. He's probably going to try and put his Marines around here, or in the natural somewhere, and he could just come up with the Reaper and potentially take out quite a few SCVs, especially if he gets more than one. Looks like he's only got one at the moment. He might be queuing up a second. We'll have to see. He might just be using it for scouting purposes. It is out, and it doesn't look like he's starting another one yet. He does have the money for it. Flash's CC is now finished, and he's going to put him into orbital straight away, and he is. That's going to give him a very good economic lead if he can get it going, and it looks like KawaiiRice has decided that, well, he's got an expansion, I need an expansion. But he does have to be an aggressive unit. So Reaper is now moving up the map. And which way is it going to go in? Probably around over the cliffs, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, he is going into the natural first. He probably could have started a bunker actually, and then put the Reaper just in there, and that would have been really hard for the Marines to deal with. It looks like he is going to actually go up the ramp. So Flash was actually prepared with some Marines over there, but is he going to be able to get any damage down? He is going into Flash is going into 3 racks, which is quite an aggressive build. He may just use it to build up the defense units he needs, and the SCV is still alive, surprisingly. The Reaper's got about 2 kills so far. The SCV is almost down, and he's going to be really careful with this Reaper. It looks like it's going to escape. So it gets away with just 2 HP. We do have a second Reaper coming in, and of course, as you know, 2 Reapers allow you to one-shot SCVs essentially when you hit that stop command. Looks like we haven't got our SCV rally point to the... There we go, got the rally on now, and he's dropped 2 mules down in the expansion. KawaiiRice's command center is just now coming up, but he does have a bit of a tech advantage. The stim's already started, because he's already got 4 racks in the production. Looks like those Reapers were just about to survive, so that's a pretty close move. And they could potentially take out so many SCVs here. So he gets a couple of kills, and it looks like he's not going to be greedy and goes away. Bit of a surprise. He could try and go into the natural, or this Marine potentially kill both of them. But it looks like he's going to try and run away for now. Now, what's really surprising is that Flash is actually... Well, he did go for the economic build, but he's still ahead in supply in this game, and KawaiiRice has been playing for so much longer than Flash in StarCraft 2. So to see that Flash is already at this level, that's really impressive. And he's already looking to be a monster in StarCraft 2, although he did have a wrist injury a while ago. I think he had surgery for it. It might have been carpal tunnel or something like that, but I think he recovered, or he's on the recover. And I think I read a review saying that Flash is expecting that it's going to take him about a year to get it back to his Brood War standpoint, but he should be getting a lot better a lot faster than that. That's just, if he gets to his Brood War standpoint, that'll be when he's winning every game, because he won so many things in a row. I think he had the longest streaks, highest ELO ever, and broke a lot of records which were previously set by him. And he also is one of the Golden Mouse winners, along with July, although unfortunately July's not doing too well. Keeps hopping in and out of Code S and Code A, so I usually hope to see a bit better from July's egg, but haven't really. So maybe Flash could be the first really big name. Although I suppose Nada was pretty big in StarCraft Brood War as well. He's done quite well in StarCraft too. So we do see that Flash is now getting down his reactor on a factory, and that's a bit weird. He's probably just going to switch it on to the starport. Of course, he's probably used to medics instead of medevacs. That of course was the Brood War version of it, and we'll have to see how he deals with that. He's actually fallen down in supply about 5, but that's probably going to pick up once he gets this reactor up and running, and I expect he'll switch it on to the starport. Looks like KawaiiRice finding down a scan. And it looks like they're both going to be almost exclusively on bio. KawaiiRice looks like he's a bit short behind his factory production, so he won't get his medevacs out for a while. They have quite a few Marines moving up the map though. If we look at the unit counter station, Flash is down a bit in Marines, and he's also got a 2 Reaper disadvantage, so potentially it could be a lot of damage done here, except that Spunk will probably save him for now. And it looks like he's really Flash is getting a bit behind on the upgrades as well. His stim is just about 30% complete. KawaiiRice's stim is done, and his +1 is done. So he's a bit of a advantage there on upgrades, unfortunately, for Flash. We'll have to see if he can get out with that Brood War micro. Generally, Brood War players usually have a bit better micro than current StarCraft 2 players, and the Reaper's going to jump up, and loses them instantly. If that Reaper jumps up, he's probably going to get killed instantly, but nice patrol route by Flash. And interestingly, pretty much just exclusively Marines at this point, and that's a very Brood War-esque playstyle, so pretty much what you'd expect. And Flash's supply is now starting to go up a bit, and he's still about a little bit ahead, but they're relatively even, so pretty close game so far. When the medevacs and potentially tanks come out, that could be a bit of a changing point. Of course, I think Brood War tanks were a lot stronger, although they did different damages back then, such as, what was it? I think it was they did more damage to larger units. It's been so long, I can't remember. So we see it looks like Flash is trying to move out, but he's got an inferior Marine count, 27 to 29. Just taking out these rocks, although it looks like he's got a superior medevac count, and that could come into play. But of course, good enough medevacs and those Marines do last quite a bit longer. So he looks like he's on no upgrades yet, although he is producing his +1 now. It looks like KawaiiRice has already got +1 on his Marines, and he's going to have +2 very shortly. It looks like KawaiiRice is in a stronger position at the moment, but you really can't count out an old Brood War Pro just yet. He's one tank with his units, although Siege Mode is wise off. He's got to be really careful here. He's got a smaller group of Marines, but he stims back, doesn't want to go in there, but in this choke area he could do a lot better. Marines going in, he has got the tank support, not deploying it, no Siege Mode yet. Keeps going in, and he keeps engaging this smaller group, but he's got more medevacs. The Marine count is starting to even out actually for Flash, and they're down to about just even Marines. And with the high ground advantage, it looks like Flash is actually beating a larger group of Marines, and he takes it out with the additional medevac support and of course his siege tank. Forced to lift up into his medevac and runs out. Now, KawaiiRice's siege tech is just about finished, about another 10-15 seconds on that, and when he gets out he should be able to defend against this small group of Marines, unless he does some really interesting drop play. And of course Flash is one of those players that just loves drops. Of course most Brood War Terrans do. They become really aggressive and annoying, and he's got his medevacs ready, and quite a large unit. Oh, nice scan though by KawaiiRice. He knows exactly where he is, but it scans as well, and he's got to watch out for that siege tank. It's deploying, and it goes up, and wow, actually that looked pretty bad there for Flash, but he didn't deploy his tanks, so he just went straight in, and he's continuing to push. And he's got an incredibly small force, and it looks like they're just going down, but well, he's actually trading pretty well with these medevacs. It's really surprising. Looks like he's going to lose those tanks though, but he wants to save these medevacs. He's still got 2 Marines and he's still going in. Unfortunately, more than one medevac can't heal 1 Marine and make a Super Marine, so he's forced to run away. He might lose this tank if he's not careful. He does. It looks like he's trying to heal this 1 Marine, and he really did a good job trading there with a small group of Marines, but he's continuing to stream units in, and now he's 30 supply up. You see we have a lot of barracks and reactors going up here. And it looks like KawaiiRice is starting to fall apart a bit, strangely. He had a bit of an... It's really weird, he's got like a upgrade and a bit of a tech advantage, but now Flash is caught up and he's starting to just push him back, just with a relentless sort of boxer sort of play. Also, the early Marine King style is very reminiscent of just pump Marines. Of course, most Brood War styles are, StarCraft 2 styles are based on Brood War styles. Looks like he's going for a drop now, and this could be potentially very dangerous. This Marine might stop the drop, and he sees it. And is he going to start moving his Marines back? He does have to move in. The Sensor Tower is trying to go up, but the Sensor Tower is just a few bit too short, and he's going to get potentially a lot of kills. He does move out of time. Nice move by KawaiiRice, although it's a very dangerous position. He siege tanks up, and he's going to have a very fortified position here. A lot of Marines coming in, but he wants to avoid that. Ooh, no, bad siege tank blast, loses a few Marines there. He's got to be really careful. Really nice Marine splitting by Flash, and he's going with the SCVs. He wants to micro the siege tank if he hits the Marines. He's got to be careful. Siege tank, yep, fires up the Marines. Really good. Looks like he's going to clean up this force, and he wants to get his medevacs out of here really quickly. And I don't know if that was a very good trade for Flash, although he was dropping it second time here as well, so he did get pretty good. And it looks like he's about 50 supply up, so this is actually going really well in Flash's favour, and you can see this on the minimap. There's a constant stream of blue just coming in. So it looks like Flash is in the commanding position at the moment, although it looks like both players want to take their thirds, but it's going to be really hard to. KawaiiRice does have the third complete with the orbital, and Flash is just getting it up now, although he's in a really defensible position. KawaiiRice still has this watchtower though, and it looks that might be because Flash just doesn't remember or use watchtowers very much. Of course, it's a new addition to StarCraft 2, something you wouldn't see in Brood War, so it might have him a bit off guard. Flash is continuing to keep his lead, and he's really good at keeping his macro going. A bit of a bad position there for Flash. He was high ground siege tank, and looks like he's going to lose a lot of Marines, but he is coming from the side, and he's continuing to move in. And he looks like he doesn't care about siege tanks, he just keeps going in and in. And KawaiiRice still has the upgrade advantage, and it looks like he's trying to take out this siege tank. He's going to have to run away. Unfortunately, doesn't load up those Marines, and his medevacs are getting out. And as long as his medevacs keep surviving, his groups of new Marines will be just as good as the last ones. So he has to be a bit careful. Low ground siege tank here. Not bad positioning, although he has no sight on the high ground there for it. The Sensor Tower is up, so he should be able to spot any drops coming in from Flash. And unfortunately, Flash still hasn't noticed this Marine, which means he can see all the reinforcements pouring in. Let's see where this rally point's going. Rally point's just about outside the base. Looks like KawaiiRice trying to move forward a bit. This is a really clever move. You move one Marine forwards, and if there's a siege tank, you'll get hit, and you won't lose half your Marine ball. Now, is Flash going to learn about the watchtower? Unfortunately, KawaiiRice knows every move he's making so far, and just sitting back there. It's one Marine looking for units. And it looks like Flash has now figured out the watchtower move, and he has gone and taken the second one. Although the first one is still active, and he might be seeing it now. Okay, looks like he's sending some units to the watchtower, and it's a big ball of medevacs. Of course, they're going to make this unit so much more effective. KawaiiRice at 2-2, and Flash just at 1-1. And Flash's upgrade is going to take a while. They've just would have been started about 30 seconds ago, so he's still got a good while to go. But he is still 30 supply up, so this is a bit hard to call. Looks like Flash is trying to secure. He's still got that watchtower. Takes out, and looks like KawaiiRice is dropping a bunch of mules down his third. Flash has only dropped down 2 though. He looks like he's saving a lot of energy on his command centers. Of course, in Brood War, there was no mules, there was scans, or you could have your nuclear silo attached to your command center, so he might not be using that. Or it might be that he wants to keep that scan because he doesn't quite know the game as well as KawaiiRice, and he probably needs to use a bit more scans until he gets used to it. We have a second watch tower coming up here, and this will make it so there's absolutely no drop zone that he won't know about. And how's Flash going to respond from this? If I had to guess, I think he's going to go up to about 200 and then try and go in. He might wait for his upgrades. +3 is started for KawaiiRice, so if he gets up to +3 Marines, he'll be doing very well. Unfortunately, his medevac count is abysmal. Just 3 medevacs at the moment. It doesn't look like he's producing anymore as well. Where's his starport? Very idle starport. And KawaiiRice just doesn't seem to have any money. And Flash has got keeping his money low, but his gas is starting to get up a bit. And that's acceptable, I suppose, in this position with 3 base. He is trying to get a 4th though. And I'd like to see a bit more upgrade play by Flash, but again, that's something that's going to have to come with time. Looks like he's only got 1 engineering bay and 1 armory, so he just wants to upgrade one thing at a time. It's a cost-effective way to do it, but he could afford it with this much gas. Although he will be approaching 200 very shortly. He is still about 40 supply up, getting up to 190 now. Unfortunately, KawaiiRice has to evacuate from that watchtower, and looks like he's one goes in. I think he's realised he's got the upgrade advantage and he wants to try and make a move, at least take out this one going out. He's noticed that the army is around here and he's trying to make a counterattack, and this is really the position he needs to do. Although we might have a bit of a clash of the armies here, there is so many medevacs though, compared to just 3, and that means essentially only 3 Marines are getting healed at a time, compared to 8, 10, 12 Marines getting healed at a time, so really good. But oh no, Flash is going in for a bit of a backstab. He is coming in. If he sieges up here, he can engage the enemy units. Gotta watch out for those siege tanks, and oh, nice move by Flash. Gets out, doesn't get the flame blast. Oh no, KawaiiRice going in back then. And it looks like KawaiiRice is falling apart. He's really lost a lot there. He's forced to back up, load up Marines, and this is going to allow Flash to go in and take out the CC. He's trying to repair, but not fast enough. Goes in, he's at his 2-2, 3-3 is not going to be out for KawaiiRice a while, and he's trapped here. He can't get back to base. He's got these siege tanks to go with, and Flash has completely abandoned these siege tanks, but they're covering the retreat. And these Marines are just going in and sniping what they can, and look at this tiny force of Marines, no chances to do here. We do have a bit of a drop by KawaiiRice, although it is easily cleaned up by Flash's reinforcements. Now Flash might lose his 4th command center, but at this point he doesn't really need it. And oh, coming in from behind, and looks like he might get a few siege tank blasts off. He wants to move these forces and take out these siege tanks, but takes them out, and he is now up. We've got 100 supply, and KawaiiRice GG's, the god of StarCraft. Probably the closest man to ever get that good in Brood War. And a bit of an SCV millipede here. So really good plays by Flash. For such a small amount of time invested, he's already playing against the pros. Look forward to seeing a lot more plays from him, and hopefully in the GSL very soon. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and see you next time.